Hello friends, Brandy here, acupuncturist and owner of Falcon Healing Arts. Welcome back to my channel. We talk all about holistic health here, and today we are shining the light on probiotics. Many of you have heard of probiotics. Hopefully many of you have been eating a lot of probiotic-rich foods or taking probiotic supplements. If you haven't, or if you don't understand the importance of them, then you'll definitely want to watch this video. They play a crucial role in your digestion, in your immune health, and with overall well-being. So we're going to explore more about what probiotics are, talk about that vital role they have in our health. I'll share signs that you may need to supplement with probiotics as opposed to just eating probiotic-rich foods, and I will share my top 5 recommendations of probiotic products. So first of all, what are probiotics? We live in harmony with a huge population of microorganisms called a microbiome. And we have a microbiome both inside our bodies, mainly populating the gut, the large intestine or the colon, and then also on the outsides of our bodies, on the skin. They also populate the areas of the body, the mucous membranes that are in contact with the outside world. So our nose, our ears, our mouth, even our eyes have a microbiome. Probiotics are the beneficial bacteria and yeast that make up our microbiome that we have a positive relationship with. They love to eat certain foods that we eat, and their presence offers us systemic benefits and also provides protection against pathogenic microorganisms, which can also make up our microbiome. Common probiotics in our system are Lactobacillus species, Bifidobacterium species, and yeast such as Saccharomyces boulardii. Our microbiome is actually established at birth, and this is why having natural births is so important. If you can give your baby that opportunity to come into the world that way. I know it's not always possible. I myself had an emergency C-section, but ideally when a baby is moving through the birth canal, they're being exposed to the mother's microbiome in the vagina. So it gets all over the skin, and then the baby is swallowing all of the microorganisms. And as they grow, the populations are multiplying in the baby's gut. Now, this is probiotics and also the pathogenic microorganisms, the good and the bad. So also why a mother's microbiome, having that established, having it strong and being made up of mainly beneficial microorganisms is so important too. And a baby will continue to be exposed to the microbiome on the mother's skin, on her breasts if they're breastfeeding. And we also exchange, even as adults, we are exchanging our microbiome with other people just through our relationship, through touching, through hugs, through handshakes. And I talked about this in a previous video about germs, how we often focus on just the negative, bad bacteria sometimes, and we don't emphasize the good enough. We need a strong population of beneficial bacteria and yeast in order to experience optimal health. They help us absorb important vitamins and minerals and help make digestion smooth. They allow us to maintain a healthy balance of gut flora, so the probiotics outcompete the pathogenic organisms. And when that's established, they can prevent and treat gastrointestinal issues such as irritable bowel syndrome, constipation, diarrhea, leaky gut, and more. Probiotics, beneficial bacteria, are also important for our immune health. They protect the lymphoid tissue in the gut lining that makes lymphocytes and immunoglobulins, important components of the immune system that set off the cascade of defense and healing. And with higher beneficial bacteria populations, it inhibits infection and growth of harmful bacteria. Other benefits of probiotics are supporting skin health, so allowing you to have beautiful glowing skin, supporting your mental health because of the delicate gut-brain axis connection through the vagus nerve, metabolic health, which establishes a healthy weight and prevents diseases like diabetes, and cardiovascular health. There's a lot of studies right now that shows how probiotics can reduce blood pressure and prevent inflammation. So in the blog post in the description that's related to this video, I go into details about all of these benefits and also share the studies that are linked to them. What is so important for you to realize, which many people don't know, is that gut health is very easily damaged. The balance can be thrown off very simply through stress, poor diet, antibiotics, other pharmaceutical products, and environmental toxins. We are all influenced by all 5 of these all the time. They will kill off the good, beneficial microorganisms, letting the pathogenic or bad microorganisms become higher in the population, which can damage your overall health. So you will want to make improvements in your gut health if you have major issues dealing with these 5 things. So I'm going to put another blog post in the description below where I go through all of that in much more detail. And then the symptoms that will come up when your gut health is damaged are the following. You will see a difference in digestion with diarrhea, constipation, bloating, gas. You may have frequent infections, getting the common cold, the flu, even COVID. Is a breakdown of immune health, which quite often is because of a damaged gut health. If you're having difficulty maintaining a healthy weight, dealing with obesity and metabolic issues, an imbalanced gut flora may be the reason why you're having a hard time with feeling full and regulating other hormones that have to do with metabolic processes. Poor gut health will show up on the skin. So yes, there is a microbiome on the skin, but also in Chinese medicine, we know that the lung and large intestine channels and organs are related, and they are also related to the skin organ. And so when there is an issue with our gut, with the large intestine, we will also see some venting outward onto the skin. So if you have rashes, if you have eczema, acne, and other skin maladies, it's not just showing that there is a breakdown of the skin microbiome, but that there is also something happening internally. And because of the gut-brain axis that I mentioned briefly earlier, you may have mental health issues that are caused by an imbalance of gut flora. So if you're dealing with anxiety, depression, mood swings, definitely look more at your gut health. And then a big one, food intolerances and allergies, not just food allergies, but even environmental or seasonal allergies can be a reflection of poor gut health. And this is because, remember, the beneficial microorganisms protect the gut lining. It's actually this mucus that they secrete that protects the gut lining. And so when there's a breakdown of that lining, it's allowing for food particles to pass and any other particles to come into our system, to enter into the bloodstream. And then our immune system has this strong reaction because it's not supposed to be in our bloodstream. The gut and the skin are supposed to keep those substances out. So again, any type of allergy or intolerance, we need to focus on gut health. Now, it's ideal that we are getting a few servings a day of probiotic-rich foods to maintain the microbiome in the gut. So eating foods such as yogurt, raw milk, kefir, sauerkraut, kimchi, miso, and kombucha is a good idea. So every day, actually at every meal, it's super easy to just put 2 tablespoons of sauerkraut on your plate with all the other foods. And this is when you are feeling healthy. We need to be eating foods. It is natural to eat these foods every day to support a healthy system. When you have any of the conditions I was just talking about and just eating the foods doesn't seem to be helping enough, then definitely load up on a probiotic supplement. You will also want to take a supplement, and I would actually double the dose or use an extra strength brand if you have had a course of antibiotics. Antibiotics kill everything, the good and the bad, and it's like starting over all over again as a baby, and we're not able to go through the birth canal again. So we need to establish, to restore that population in our gut. Also want to look into taking certain supplements that are targeted for certain issues. So I'm going to talk about that in a bit as I go over my top 5 recommendations. Now, there are hundreds of brands of probiotics. This is a very popular industry now that we know how important our gut health is, and the quality of these products has expanded very quickly. So I used to tell my clients, just go to the refrigerated section of Whole Foods and pick something there. Then you can make sure that it's alive and has a good chance of making it through the digestive system. Because remember, they need to go all the way down to the end of the digestive tract. So through the acidic stomach, all the way through the very, very long small intestine and into the large intestine. But now we don't need to worry about that as much because most probiotics are enteric coated, meaning they've been treated in a certain way that encapsulates the beneficial bacteria. So they're able to make their way down through the entire digestive tract before being metabolized and established in the gut. And they are treated in such a way that refrigeration is no longer required. So I suggest this criteria, that you choose a brand that you trust. So choose any brand that has a good reputation, they have values that you share, and they have research to back their products. I'd also make sure that you choose a probiotic that has at least 5 billion colony-forming units, that's CFUs. When we measure the population of bacteria on a petri dish, and those little circles that you've probably seen, those are plaques. Each one of them is a colony-forming unit. So bacteria makes that big population. This is one of the things that I used to love to do when I worked in biotech. We would make a dilution, plate it on a petri dish, count that, and then multiply it by the dilution factor. That's how you come up with the colony forming units. So anyway, having 5 billion or more is a big enough population that is going to then grow exponentially inside of you. And then you'll want to choose a product that either is specific for a certain health condition, so has strains that are targeted for certain conditions, and it'll say so on the bottle what they're for, or just pick a probiotic supplement that is very diverse, that has several strains in it, which will most likely help all of the issues you're trying to target. So that is the criteria I use to come up with this list. These are products that I've used myself or a family member has used, and these are the ones that I recommend to my clients. So the first one is Nature's Way Daily Probiotic. This is formulated for adults over 50 years old, which is much of my clientele. Most of us get more concerned about our colon health as we age, and that's why colonoscopies are often recommended for people 50 years and older. And so it's a good idea to start supplementing with a probiotic, especially if something concerning has come up during your colonoscopy. This is extra strength, so it has 30 billion live cultures in here. There's 11 strains that support digestive and immune health. It also has chicory root fiber in it too. Most of these products I'm sharing with you also have the prebiotic. So chicory root is a prebiotic, so they have something to eat. And this is going to be populated in your system too, so it's going to help them grow and thrive. Okay, the second one I recommend is doTERRA's PB Restore. So this is extremely diverse. It has 24 strains and also several prebiotics and postbiotics, as well as bacteriophages. So this one has a lot going on. Just want to show you what this looks like, because it has this very cool dual chamber. So a very sophisticated delivery system, and you just need to take one of these a day, and it's for overall wellness. So because it has such a wide variety of strains, it covers just about everything. And I would say this is for adults because it is capsules you need to swallow, but they also have PB Assist, which is a powdered blend, and children can take this too. So it's strawberry melon flavored, and it comes in this little pouch, and it's very easy to take. You can just pour the powder in your mouth like a pixie stick, if you remember those, or you can pour it into water, stir it around, and drink it. Super tasty, so easy for your kids to take. And this has less, but still a lot, so it's 7 billion live cells for the whole family. All right, next I want to talk about this very targeted probiotic called Femdophilus. This contains Lactobacillus rhamnus and Lactobacillus reuteri. These are in the vaginal tract and also affect urinary health. So if you have issues such as yeast infections, which often come up after antibiotic use, if you have urinary tract infections or anything else going on down there, it could be because your vaginal health was thrown off. And this, I believe, was recommended to me when I used to have a lot of urinary tract infections. It was because my gut flora was off, and I think that's because I used to have a lot of sinus infections. I was taking a lot of antibiotics, and remember, antibiotics kill everything everywhere. So in the vaginal tract as well. So I have been recommending this to my clients for a very long time, and I suggest it for you too if you have any of these issues. Now, it's also important for babies to be receiving probiotics, especially if they have been birthed through C-section, if there have been any complications from their birth where they've had to be on medications. It's so important that you establish a healthy gut flora in these babies, or they're going to have issues like colic, diarrhea, food intolerances very early on in their lives. I suggest the Love Bug Organic Probiotic Blend, which is a liquid formula. So you just squirt this in the baby's mouth. It's still high dose, so over 5 billion CFUs, and you can use this for newborns up to 2 years old. And then finally, I want to recommend Standard Process's Pro-Synbiotic. So many of my clients like taking Standard Process and MediHerbs supplements. And so if you're already on a regimen from Standard Process or MediHerb, it's very easy for us to add this on. This is another sophisticated blend, synergistic blend, they're calling it, of prebiotics and probiotics, high dose. The only thing about this that you may not like is that you need to take 3 of them as opposed to just 1. But again, if you love Standard Process as a company and their values, again, many of my clients really love Standard Process, then you'll want to add this on too. So all of these other probiotics I've recommended, you can get through the links that I have in the description below. This is the only one that you'll need to consult with me first, because you could only get it through a practitioner. So we just need to have a consultation. I need to know what's going on with you. And then I can establish you as a client through my patient portal, and then you can then order whatever you want. So if you're interested in standard process products, let's have a consultation. You can be established as a patient. You can get this and anything else. All right, friends, I hope you learned something from this video. If you have any questions about your gut health, if you want any other recommendations, please let me know by leaving a comment below. If you found this useful, please give me a like, share this video with a friend who could use this support. Subscribe to this channel if you want more wellness videos. Well wishes to you all. Take care.